Good evening, folks. This is Diary of a Mad Snowman. Finally, a journey into discovery. Chapter 7 The Frustration of Being Disabled. As many of you know and have come to know, I fought cancer and won. I fought off blood clots in both my lungs. And I'm fighting off a failing kidney. And fighting off an amputation. Angry Black Man, what's up? The frustration for me being declared disabled and not able to receive any Social Security or any kind of benefits whatsoever. I've been denied by the state of Indiana twice. And it just plain hurts. It just plain hurts to go through everything that my body and I have been through in the past 2.5 years. And to still be denied. People don't like when I come on here and I talk about being frustrated or being disabled or what I have to do to get back in the booth again, or how I'm going to fight my ass off to get back in the booth again. And I will. There is a high school in my area of southern Indiana that will take a snowman on. And as soon as I get that yes, it's on. Hey, Uncle B Snow, RC on the Aces, Hawkeyes, and Caitlin. RC, I just may cover the Aces this year. But we'll see. I'm waiting on a couple of answers for some credentials. A lot of people don't understand the frustration of being disabled until they have to go through it. I am one of them. I didn't understand it until it happened to me. I understood it for a little bit when I worked in a group home back in 2019. But I'm in it now. I'm living it now. There are some days I'm confident, and I know this is temporary. Doctors have told me as such, this is temporary. But not being able to get out there and help my family, that hurts most of all. Because I feel I need to be out there doing something. And my wife just says, you just need to heal. Wife just told me to heal and take care of things around the house. And I said, okay, I will. I told her I will. And I will. I know I will. You know what the crazy part is? As I said earlier, you won't know about it until it happens to you. You won't know until it happens to you. Well, I'm in it. I'm in it. and now I'm in it to win it. I am so tired. I'm frustrated. I'm tired of feeling like this. But I gotta I know I have to focus, I have to sustain, and I gotta go through the process. I gotta go through the process. And I know this. I know this. But it doesn't mean that I can't hurt mentally. It doesn't mean that I can't get frustrated. It doesn't mean that I can't get pissed off about all of this. And believe me, I have my days where I just get plain pissed off that I'm not out here doing anything. Just little things like getting groceries and getting gas for both cars. It all falls on her now. But she told me, as long as you take care of the house, make sure everything's clean to the best of your ability, so don't wear yourself out, then we're all right. I said, all right, I'll do it. I'll do it. I will take care of the house. I will be frustrated at times. I will be depressed at times. But I will heal. I'm determined to heal. I'm determined to heal. And I'm determined to travel with my wife wherever we want to go. And then I've taken my healing very seriously. I have taken my healing very seriously. More seriously than ever. I'm still fighting caffeine. I'm still fighting sugar. And I know eventually I'll have to come off of that. I know that. I know that. It just helps to know that I got a second chance. And I have to remind myself of that. Very, very few men who battle cancer get a second chance. My dad didn't. A couple of my uncles didn't. Hell, a couple of my broadcast buddies didn't get a second chance. My friend Greg Schwartz died of bile duct cancer. And that hurt me because he was a great friend. RC, I know how you feel because I feel like that on a daily basis. I'll tell you something that keeps me going, though. Guys like you keep me going. Not just with this, not just with the diary. I'm proud of you for sticking in the fight and hanging in there. So many don't survive. It's heartbreaking. You're right. There are a lot of men that don't survive. And if they survive, they're basically a vegetable. But yeah, I'm frustrated with everything that's happened to me in the past 2 years. Down, but not out. Although I will say I've been close to being out. I've been close to being out. I've been close to not giving a damn. And you heard this part of the story before until my wife looked me in the eye and said, I feel you're giving up. That flipped the switch for me. It honestly did. But she knows I have my days. But it ain't driving me toward quitting. It ain't driving me toward giving up. I have a goal to take my family to New Orleans for the Super Bowl and Radio Row in New Orleans for Super Bowl week. I plan to take my family to Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara. And I spoke something that's ridiculous to a lot of people given my age, as I am 51. But I said when Radio Row happens, I'm going to have enough money to fly my crew out to New Orleans. I can't get out and sell ads because I'm restricted. Well, I'm not totally restricted from walking, but I can't put any pressure. I can't put any significant pressure for an extended period of time on my right foot. But let me flip this. I want to talk about the frustration of something else. This channel is for men. This channel is for me. Or this diary is for me. Thank you, Angry Black Man. He says, Snowman, you're an inspiration. I appreciate it. If y'all like what you hear, those of you on Twitter and Instagram, if you guys like what you hear, please help a snowman out with a Cash App donation to Tall Man Dr. K50. It would really help me and my family. That's the biggest part of the reason of why I do this. So I can help my family. I'm just navigating this. I'm just learning how to navigate this and do it right. And I got a couple of companies that have pledged to help me um, pro bono for a little while. One of the radio shows I'm going to do is headed to a big network based out of Canada. Can't wait for that. I just got to take care of the onboarding fee. That's another reason why I do this, so I can get funds to get my shows on different television networks and be a part of the revenue sharing. And I badly want to do that. I badly want to do that. Why can't men You know what? I should have titled it this, but I wanted to get out about the frustration of being depressed, of being disabled, because I associated for the longest time being disabled with being depressed. Turns out it can happen that way, but most time it can't happen that way. On a sunny day in 2017, I had a friend say to me, I know you've hit rock bottom. And I went off. I verbally let her have it. Cost me 7 days in the mental ward in Michigan City. In a later chapter, I'll talk about those 7 days. But god damn, it was worth it. It was worth it. I mean that. It was worth it. I'll talk about that at a later time. A lot of people call me an inspiration, and I thank y'all for that. I want to inspire men that go through frustrations. It may not be because they're being disabled, it may be because they're getting screwed by their job. It may be because uh, it may be the loss of a loved one. It may be the dissolution of a relationship. Men get depressed. Y'all got to understand that. Men get depressed even quicker than you imagine. But we're just supposed to sit back and take it. Men are just supposed to sit back and take it. Every day, every damn day after day after day. Men are not required to have emotions. Men are not privileged, I should say, to have emotions. Men are not privileged to feel. Just feel, no matter what the emotion is. Men are not privileged to just be. We are just plain robots in this society because for the longest time, that's the way the laws of society were written. We are just supposed to go out and work our ass off, support our families, have no feelings, have a Coke and a smile, and shut the fuck up. Well, I'm not shutting the fuck up. I have feelings. I want y'all to say that. I have feelings. I'm a man and I have feelings. Sometimes we don't know what they are. Sometimes it takes a while for us to sort them out, but god damn it, we have feelings. And people need to understand that. We have feelings. We're men. We have feelings too. Come on, y'all. Say it in the chat with me. I have feelings, damn it. And I'm tired of seeing men having their feelings get stepped on, rolled on, crushed. The greatest thing for me is that I have Jody, that I have my children, people that'll listen. Jody always asks me what's wrong when I'm crying, when I'm so frustrated I can't talk. And this is the first time I'm going to reveal this, but I hate the fact and I hate myself for peeling back a little bit. I'm getting myself back to the point where I'm open with Jody again. She keeps cheering me on, though. Come on, all the men in the chat, every man who's listening right now, via Twitter, via Instagram, Twitter or Instagram or YouTube, put in your chat, I have feelings, damn it. I'll have to edit that for a t-shirt, but I wanted no, put this in the chat. I want every man that's listening right now at the sound of my voice to say this out loud and then put it in the chat, whatever medium you're listening. I'm a man. I have feelings. Tell your friend to tune in to this program, RC. Get this link to them as fast as you can. I want everybody, wherever you're listening, to put in the chat, I'm a man and I have feelings. It should be fair across the board. We have feelings, but we're not supposed to express them. That's bullshit. Not only do we have to express them, we need to express them. Sometimes in a whisper, sometimes out loud, and sometimes louder than others. Why louder than others most times? Because men get pushed to a point where they have no choice but to be louder than others. And then we get the finger pointed at us and laughed at. See, I told you he has a problem. I told you he has anger issues. You know what anger issues stem from? For a man, being pushed to the limit. Change that. Being pushed beyond your limit. When I say beyond your limit, I mean just that. Being pushed beyond your limit. Being pushed to a point where you lash out. And as soon as you lash out, you get the finger pointed at you. It ain't fair, damn it. I'll say it again louder. It ain't fair, damn it. It ain't fair at all to deal with all of this and then just expect our shoulders to expand and just get broader and carry and just carry the team like we are quote unquote supposed to. That don't happen. That doesn't happen. You know why it doesn't happen? Because we have folks in our path that have come in our path that tell us the total opposite. You can't let anybody, y'all remember, I don't know if anyone is as old as I am in the chat, no matter what medium you're listening to, but do you remember the commercial that says, don't let them see you sweat? Anybody remember that? Remember that? That's what we're told. That is what we're told, and that just ain't fair. It just is not fair that we have to continue to swallow our pride. It's just not fair. Men get pushed around all the time, and not physically, but mentally and emotionally with some of the things that are said. Meanwhile, you're being destroyed from the inside. I want y'all to keep saying it. I'm a man. I have feelings. I already got one t-shirt in the works. A couple episodes ago, I said this aloud, and I still mean every word of it. I believe you, and I believe in you. Come on, somebody put that in the chat for me. I want you to say it to another man with conviction when you're out and about. You never know if you run into a man that needs encouragement. The black man with feelings is a villain. I guess we're supposed to let depression and anxiety destroy us internally. That's what society wants. That's what society wants. But this is where we band together and say, no, hell no. This is where we band together and tell them, no, you ain't going to do this to me. This is when we band together and in one loud voice tell them, shut the fuck up and let us be. I am very much an advocate for men's rights and men's feelings. I am very much an advocate for that. And I became an advocate by surprise when I lost my daughter. What's up, Corey McPherson? For those of you coming in, my name is Brian Snow. My nickname's the Snowman, and this is chapter 7 of my audio diary, Diary of a Mad Snowman. The frustration of not only being disabled, but the frustration of being depressed, having anxiety, having your feelings laughed at. Anybody go through that? Am I preaching to the choir here? Put a 1 in the chat if you've been there. Put multiple ones if you've been there multiple times. How many times, man, do you get so close to breaking free? Do you get close? How many times do you get so close to breaking free and something is said to you that just destroys you? Anybody remember that? Anybody know that one? It just seems like you get so close. Am I wrong? You get so close to grabbing that fat brass ring, whatever ring it is, and something is said to you, like a simple no, perhaps, on a job that you wanted. Excuse me, on a job that you wanted. And it just knocks you cold. I guess that's what it's called. That's what's called taking a man down a couple of pegs. Man, if people don't know by now, there are more men like me that are not in a bubble when it comes to emotion. It took until, you know what it took? Me recognizing that I do have feelings. Me, people tell me I have feelings, but me recognizing it, that's part of the reason my first marriage was wrecked, because my ex-wife got mad at me when I stayed out late to do laundry, living in Greensboro, North Carolina. I come home, I get every piece of laundry done, and I hear, "So you decided to come home." You know what that does to a man? When he's out busting his ass, getting across town in 100-degree heat for you, so we can have clean clothes. You know how that makes a man feel when you're told that? And I've gotten it, and I got it several times. And enough became enough. I'll talk about this in a later chapter, but to close this part of it, she said, I can do bad all by myself. And Christmas Eve 1998, I got the hell out of Dodge. And you're asking a very powerful question, RC. And it's a question that needs to be asked with a lot of men that flip out. What was the last straw? What was the button that was pushed that sent you over the edge? What was that button that was pushed that just sent you flying the other way? That just completely pissed you off? That just completely put you in, it put you at the point of no return. It brought you to the point of no return, and you didn't care if you came back or not. You didn't care. Why? Because finally your feelings are known. You screamed them out loud. You had enough. You had more than enough. I've had several things that have made me snap. The last 2.5 years. How about knowing people are going behind your back and telling other people bad things about you, but when they see you in your face, they say good things about you? How about being around people so damn duplicitous that you don't know which way to turn or who to trust? How about when you're out and about with friends and all of a sudden, and it can happen to any man at any time, and all of a sudden you're just not having a good time anymore? Why? Because you got so much stuff on your mind right now. You got so much stuff on your mind right now that you can't shake it, that you just can't shake it. Let your emotions out, but stand your ground. Let your emotions out, even if you have to say them just to say them to get them out. If nobody's listening, who gives a fuck? Just get them out. Just get them out. Because the longer you hold them, not only will it be a mental ache, it will be a physical ache. Now I've been there with that. I've been there. The last 2.5 years I've been there. I've been there. I know some other men are there. Ones who are listening here, I know they identify. I think I'm going to start a little mini series within called The Last Straw. Something that just pushed my buttons to the point of no return. And I just couldn't stand it. I just was at a point where I couldn't take it. I've been there too many times. I've been there way too many times. And when I tell y'all that sometimes you just get tired, I mean just that. Sometimes you just get fucking tired. There have been so many days since I got diagnosed with blood clots and then later pancreatic cancer that I wanted to say, fuck it, and just go home to glory. Y'all don't, I can't say y'all don't understand because I'm striking a chord. I want to strike a chord with men who have been where I've been. I mean it. I want to strike a chord with every man that listens to this and it reaches them. Some days I feel good, like I said, and some days it's a royal pain in the ass. Like this morning, I got a comment from He Who Shall Not Be Named. I think I'm living in his head rent free. I saw the comment and began with karma's a bitch and it's coming to get you. I think it pisses him off that I'm still here. I think it pisses him off that I'm still here, that I'm still calling games. He loves calling me a con man. Look who's talking. But men get tired too. Men get frustrated also. We all know men get plain pissed off. And there are men that act on their emotions. I am one of them. I am one of them that have acted on pure emotion. I've had every person that I've spoken to in a psychiatric capacity tell me that they could tell that I wear my heart on my sleeves. Cool. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Good. I'll continue to wear my heart on my sleeves. 'Cause right about now, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, friend or foe, what you feel. My frustration's coming out right now. I'm freaking done pandering to society and their rules. I'm done. I'm done with that shit. I'm done. I'm tired of people. And I want to know from the chat if y'all have been there. I'm tired of people who somehow find out in the age of information what you're going through and they decide to pile on. And they decide to pile on just because they see you down. But when you get up and start kicking ass, angry black man, I'm there right now. You know what? Doors open. Come up and talk to me. You get people that want to pile on to your pain, that want to pile on to your agony, that want to pile on to your distress. And this motherfucker is trying to pile on saying I'm a con man, that I've conned so many people out of money, that no one listens to my morning show, that no one listens to my play by play, that no one listens to anything that I do. And yet I'm on the verge of celebrating 29 years in this shit. Meanwhile, he tried to tell me that he was the pre and post game host for Notre Dame football, so I placed the phone call and they laughed in my face. But I know it happens to y'all. I get tired. I'm sick and fucking tired. And I heard the phrase so many times. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Man, fuck that. What are you sick and tired of? Say it out loud. Get it off your chest. Say it out loud. If anybody listens, it'll be me. I'm here for y'all. All right? I mean it. I'm here for y'all. Sometimes you get sick of it. You get sick of everything. And men get pushed to the point where they're like, fuck it, I'm checking out. But then they find something that keeps them alive. What's up, AB?
Hold on, yo.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What's up, buddy?
You said you're there right now. That's why I dropped the link because I want to be your listening ear. If I don't provide any other service, I'll provide that for the men who come on and hear me. I'm trying to make this a daily audio diary, man. What's going on your way? Oh, I lost him. On occasion, I'll open the doors up. I just wish his audio worked. I think something happened on his end. But I just want y'all to know that I'm here for you at any time. At any time. I mean that. When you get tired, you ought to say so. When you get to the point where you're about to jump and not come back, say so. If you need to walk away for a few minutes and go vent your frustration out in an open area, say so. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my fault.
It's all right.
Nah, man. I was just saying, man. Like you sound like me somewhat. Because no matter how pissed off or angry or sad I get, I'm always told I gotta hold that shit in.
Well, let me tell you from experience, that's bullshit. It'll kill you before it will kill the person who said that ridiculousness. They just want us to be robots with no feelings. And that's bullshit to me. Hell, I was told for so many years, find a constructive way to get it out. So I came up with getting a bat, a glove, and as many baseballs as I can and going into an open area. But even that didn't work after a while. You just have to say what you are feeling. You got to say it out loud. Somebody put that in the chat, and I may put that on a t shirt. Say what you're feeling, say it out loud. And as a dear friend of mine said, and it's so true, as men, not only do we have to say what we're feeling out loud, We have to live our life out loud. And a dear friend gave me the back end of that. A very dear friend gave me the back end of that. We got to live our life out loud, man. That's what life is for. Living, learning, growing, venting, yelling, screaming, swearing, but putting it all together. Put it all together, and you got most of the men on this earth that have been through so much that and then told not to voice it.
But yet everybody claps at Angela Bassett's scene and Waiting to Exhale when she light homeboy car on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody says Bernadine should have found a constructive way to express herself.
No, they don't. They
That
applaud
shit is
that.
all reserved for men.
They applaud that. Let a
Yeah.
man do it. See what happens.
I got mad at my wife today. Typical bullshit about a bill or whatever, and then I just fucking snapped because sometimes I don't want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to fucking hear it.
Understood.
I work 60 hours a fucking week. The bill is going to get paid. Why are you bitching?
Probably because, and this is from an outsider looking in, because it's you, it needs to be paid now, or something that they're up to gets fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I said, and that's bullshit.
It
I
is.
work too damn hard to get questioned about something as petty as a fucking bill. Like, wait a minute. This is what I work 60 hours a week for?
That's most men I know. Seriously. That's most men. That's most men I know.
To be bothered with petty, stupid shit like a bill?
Man, look, I kick cancer in the ass. But even before then, Jody, my wife, and I have had and have a great relationship. We rarely get mad at each other because we try to talk everything out. She has been my sounding board since day one, since the first day I met her 6 years ago. But to have your wife go off about that, and you're putting in 60 hours a week,
Yeah.
if I'm late with a bill, all I will get, swear to God, from Jody, all I get is, "Are you going to pay this bill?" Yes. Okay.
Well, that's
See,
the thing that threw me off because the bill's not even fucking late. No, matter of fact, excuse me. Yes, it's late, but it's her fault. It's late.
she didn't want to accept that, does she?
And I didn't say a fucking word. And I had to remind her that you have a habit of doing this over the years.
Mm-hmm.
You insist on adding to the monthly bills. Then when the bill, now it's time to pay the bill. Like, okay, you want this thing? I say no. We already have monthly expenses. Let's not. Of course,
Yeah,
you have to fucking get your way.
of course.
So now you get your way, and now it's time to pay the bill.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're pissed. But I was the one who said we didn't need it.
Yep.
I just
Yep.
fucking went off. Because I get tired of this shit. I get tired of fucking hearing it.
I don't blame you.
I don't, like everybody else, I don't want to argue in front of the kids, whoopee
Mm-hmm.
whoop, that whole fucking thing. So again, you work 60 hours every fucking week. You have to eat shit at the job.
Yep.
Now, a few times I've wanted to beat the shit out of somebody in the workplace, but no, hey, I need my job.
Right.
So I have to eat shit. Then I come home. And now it's, well, I don't want to argue in front of the kids. Well, hey, just want to have a happy relationship, and all that. So again, when the fuck am I right to get angry?
Mm-hmm. Not only
Now I
that,
gotta hear shit about a bill that I didn't fucking want.
when are you allowed to get angry?
Yeah. When am I fucking allowed?
It's like the old
Oh
Incredible
my
Hulk
god, you
TV show. Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
and just like Bruce Banner, nobody fucking listened.
Nobody listened until he hulked out, and then everybody started running for the hills. Like I said, for me, I am very blessed to have the relationship that I have with Jody. Do we do things to drive each other nuts? Yeah, but I'll take those little quirks any day than the bullshit you're going through with your wife getting mad about a bill that she incurred.
It's hard being married.
Yeah, I went through that
It's
before.
fucking hard. And you're gonna piss each other off and all that. That's a given.
It is.
But what makes it extremely difficult is when you're constantly being told you're never right to be angry, or as you say, you're never allowed to be angry.
I went through that
No,
in my first
everybody
marriage.
has a fucking right to get angry sometimes. And I'm tired of this new generation with all this therapy shit. Everybody talks about therapy like this is some new shit that they just came out with a couple years ago.
Right.
That's not the fucking end all be all to everything. Sometimes you're just fucking mad, or you're just
Mm-hmm.
fucking sad about something.
Yep.
You as a man, you have a fucking right to be fucking sad.
You do.
Everybody else can fucking cry when they sad about something except for men. No, we gotta go get in the car and drive off, or we gotta go close the fucking door.
Right. And if we're ever heard, and if we're ever heard crying, that's more shit that gets piled on.
Now it's thrown in your face. Oh yeah, you was crying. You was crying like a bitch. I can't feel. I can't hurt. I can't get angry. So what the fuck can I do other
This
than
is
pay
why.
bills?
This is why I said what I said in the chat. I want every man to say this out loud. I have feelings. Damn it. It needs to be fair across the board. This is one subject that Jody and I talk about a lot, and it's so unfair for men to go through the shit that they're going through to maintain a household or maintain a relationship. And yet, when feelings come up, 9 times out of 10, the woman expresses her feelings and the man is just told to take it without any kind of retaliation. Because if he retaliates, even verbally, guess what happens?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's the most unfair shit ever. And you have college professors teaching gender studies courses that men have privilege.
Yeah. Figure that one out, folks.
I
One of
think to myself, I remember listening to Andrew Tate one time. He was talking about modern day marriages, and he said, how many men are damn near invisible in their fucking house? And I immediately thought about myself,
mm-hmm.
and I was like, damn, he called that shit because that's real.
It is.
Go to work, pay bills, try to do everything right, go on field trips, take this kid to fucking band practice, this kid got debate, pick
Mm-hmm.
this kid up from track. Hey, it's the wife's birthday. Hey, it's Valentine's Day. All this shit. But if I was just going to keep it real, the
You're allowed
majority of
to
the
here.
fucking time, yeah, I'm damn near invisible.
You're allowed to keep it real here. In fact, I demand that you do. Any man I invite up here, I demand them to keep it real with any subject I speak about.
And like you said, hey, you got to suck that shit up.
Mm-hmm. One thing I will applaud my wife for is she understands like when I get frustrated because I watch a lot of sport, a lot of old games and old cartoons, and she'll just pull me aside and give me a hug and say, "Talk to me. What's wrong?" That's the kind of stuff that men need. The women demand it, true. The ones that are deserving of it, get it. All right. Jody's an example of one who deserves it. But men deserve that too in return. Don't you agree?
I absolutely agree, and I think most most women don't understand that. I think most women don't understand shit about men, and all they know is their preconceived, stereotypical knowledge of men. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And it's just like you would say about the job. Every now and then, a fucking hearty handshake and a pat on the fucking back. That
Yeah,
shit goes a long way.
it does.
You honestly don't have to blow me today if you don't want to. But a pat on the fucking back every now and then and say, hey, thanks for being here.
Hmm. I get it from y'all when I do this or when I do my games or when I do my morning show. I get a thanks from them. Am I drawing the numbers on my morning show? Not yet. Not yet, but I'm going to. I just recently got like only my fifth super chat since I've been monetized. And I
You
thought
know,
since I'm monetized now and I figured people love sports, they'll flock over to my show. Hasn't happened yet.
what's crazy, Snowman? You talk about your morning show. I usually have to watch it later on because I work nights. Like now, I'm at work.
Yeah.
This time last year, I had a day job.
Mm-hmm.
This was the best fucking job I've ever had in my life. It was a game changer. And I lost that fucking job. As fast as I got it, I fucking lost it.
Yikes.
I'm not even going to go into the whole how it happened shit because honestly, it's fucking embarrassing to
Yeah.
even tell people how it happened.
Fair enough.
And I had to go back to the job before that. I make decent money, whatever. But do you know how fucking bad I felt? Do you know how I had, like I said, I had to go in the bathroom and turn on the fucking water and sit
And
in the
let it
fucking
out.
bathroom.
And let it out.
because when I had that day job, I was I was tuning into your show while you was live.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
That's what made me think about it. And that shit fucking hurt.
Yeah,
That shit hurt.
like a motherfucker.
And I had to go back to the old job with my head down and shit, and embarrassed and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just another example of men. We don't get that.
No,
I had to suck that shit up,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody understands that shit. Because my wife was like, "Oh, hey, you haven't been talking to me. Yeah, you don't even fucking talk to me. And
I
I
got.
said,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to fucking look at you. Honestly, I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed. Do you stop and think how bad I feel?
Honestly, I think they don't.
That shit hurt,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it still fucking hurts.
Yeah. Yeah. Dig it. I dig it.
But I'm a man and I got kids to feed, so I
Mm-hmm.
didn't have time for a deep fucking depression. And even though I lost the job, do you realize that I didn't miss a day of work? How many people can say
Incredible.
that?
Incredible.
How many people can say they got fired from a fucking job but never missed a day of work? How many people can say that?
Not many.
I got fired on a Friday. I was back at work on a Monday. And you got the nerve to wonder what's my problem and why I'm not talking?
Um,
Man.
man, I feel you. Jody
Well, you
told
should.
me to chase. Jody told me to chase my dreams, and all she required in return is that I support her when she chases hers again. I'm like, that's a trait I can live with.
Man, it's tough.
It is. It is. And I get laughed at for depending on people to donate to my cause. And I've been upfront with why I do this. I gotta, I gotta feed my family. I gotta find a way to help keep gas in both cars. I hate the fact that my wife is going it alone financially, but I have to heal. I gotta completely heal.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's why I ask so many people, hey, can you help donate to the cause? And when I get enough, I pay the two bills I'm responsible for, which are the phone and the internet. I help bring a few groceries in the house, whatever she needs me to get. And when it's possible, I put gas in both cars.
Yeah.
That's why that's why I do this. That's why I basically, and I'm not ashamed to admit this, I basically beg people to donate to the cause. And I've been upfront with my cause. I have been upfront with my cause. I have two reasons I'm doing this. I want to help my family, and I want to give a piece of this to cancer research. I've been upfront about that when I started this shit. But no, you still got people coming to me saying, "Oh, you're not part of the cancer community." Motherfucker, I had it.
Ain't that a bitch?
Ain't that a
And I bet
couple
the person
bitches?
that told you that never fucking had it.
Man,
My grandmother died of cancer. I don't wish that shit on anybody.
nor do I.
And I mean
Nor
that
do
shit.
I.
I'm talking my worst fucking enemy. That shit ain't cool. It's not funny. I don't joke about it.
I hate it too because it took both my parents. It took both my parents.
Remember when Chadwick died? Chadwick Boseman?
Yes.
And then everybody was saying, yeah, man, hey, black man, go out and get tested early. I remember
Hmm.
finding a fucking doctor. I had to drive like 40 miles from my fucking house to find a doctor that takes my insurance.
Hmm.
And do you know I was in the fucking doctor's office going back and forth with the fucking doctor saying, motherfucker, I want a goddamn colonoscopy.
Hmm.
Fucking do it. And do you know that they fucking wouldn't? Well, you're not old enough. You're not 50. Well, nobody in your family has it. I said, yeah, but isn't everybody running around saying that black men need to get fucking checked early?
Yep.
These bastards would not fucking do it. You believe that
Stop
shit?
it. Stop it. Oh my gosh.
Hey, I'm not even joking. I wish I was joking.
I
Would
know you're
not
not.
fucking.
Because Duke University Cancer Center told my wife to be prepared to put me in the goddamn box.
Hmm.
And Jody told me we got to move from North Carolina back to Indiana because I got to get some help from the family emotionally and physically, just in case something happens to you. Which I understood. I hated leaving North Carolina, but at the same time, going back and looking at it, it was a smart move because as much as I loved the scenery and being away from everybody, there is no goddamn sustainability in North Carolina.
I
There
used to
is
live
no
in North Carolina. I know
sustainability
exactly
in
what you
North
mean.
Carolina.
And everybody talks about Duke University, but what happens if you don't live in fucking Durham?
Exactly. What happens if you live 45 minutes away like we did?
Oh yeah, I know all about it. I used to live in North Carolina for 4 years. Hey, I'm gonna put the
There is.
phone down, man. Do your thing, man. I'm gonna come right back.
All right. There is no sustainability in North Carolina. None. RC said before he took off, sometimes the face of my oppressor is my self-hatred. I get it. I get it. I've been there. I've been there, folks. And the killer part about it, and I said this before, and you heard Angry Man say this before during our call. You're supposed to just suck it up and keep going without your feelings being known or respected. And it just is, it's just, to say the least, frustrating that you got all this shit going on. You have men dying inside. And what do we get for it? Hardly nothing. Hardly nothing. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I know he said he'd be back, but I'm starting to lose momentum, which is a cue for me to go to bed. So I'll wait for him to come back. But I want to tell y'all, however you can help when it comes to Cash App donations and super chats and anything like that would be so appreciated. I mean it. It would be so appreciated. And I want to invite you all back for the next chapter of Diary of a Mad Snowman. And I think I'm going to stay on this subject. It'll be a man's feelings have to come out. A man's feelings has to come out. And I leave you with this. Even though we're told that we have to find constructive ways to get our feelings out, and to a point, that's true. Notice I said to a point. But it's got to be fair across the board, doesn't it? Doesn't it have to be fair across the board? You heard my man bring up the example of Waiting to Exhale, where Angela Bassett's character burned everything in sight when she found out her husband was going to leave her. So how fair is that when she's told, is not told, I beg your pardon, not to when she's not told, I should say, to have a constructive way to get out her anger. Sometimes you just get tired. Sometimes you just get tired, man. Speaking of tired, I am every bit of that right now. But I want to thank y'all for tuning in, for giving this a listen, no matter how long you've listened, and having the gumption to be in the chat with me. Just remember, men have feelings too, and they need to be expressed at all times. They need to be expressed at all times, good ways, bad ways. But I got to get out of here. And I want y'all to have a great night. God bless you. And I'll see you tomorrow for chapter 8.
All right, buddy.